it's 2021. How many Ford self-driving cars are on the road and what are they doing?
Well, we're going to start mass producing a fully autonomous vehicle, what we call a level 4 vehicle, which means it won't have a steering wheel, won't have a gas pedal or a brake pedal. And we see the first applications, kind of commercial applications, whether a ride-hailing or ride-sharing service, and in major cities. So 2021 is where our intent is to launch.
How big do you imagine the fleet is at that point?
Well, it'll start off fairly modest as we start, signing up customers and also being able to populate some of the cities with these vehicles. But we see it growing over time. And being a very good business for us, and also providing a lot of societal benefits for folks.
So you're doubling your workforce in Silicon Valley. You're investing in 4 different technology companies to help get you there. This suggests more of a go-it-alone approach when it comes to self-driving cars. Why take that route? Well,
actually, we're asking ourselves 3 very important questions when it comes to the development of autonomous vehicles, and in a lot of different areas. One is, where do we want to play? Second is, how do we want to win? And third is, what are the capabilities that we need? So when you look at autonomous vehicles, we've been at this for over 10 years. So we have a lot of engineering know-how. But as you can see from some of the partnering we're doing with some of these great technical partners, we have said in some cases, we can't do it all ourselves. So we're partnering with a lot of different companies to allow us to realize that vision of getting fully autonomous vehicles on the road.
That said, we've seen you do a lot of small deals rather than 1 or 2 big ones. Why is that? Do you want to avoid sharing the wheel with another big company?
Not at all. We, first off, as we think about how we're going about this, we're not in a race to make announcements. What we are in a race to do is do what's right for our customers and do what's right for our business. And so we're looking at the technology roadmap for delivering fully autonomous vehicles and seeking out partners that will help fill in the spaces for us that we've worked on for the last 10 years.
So we've seen so many partnerships, so many big investments in the car industry, plus the tech industry. You've got GM buying Cruise Automation for $1 billion, investing $500 million in Lyft, Apple investing $1 billion in Didi, Volkswagen, and Get, Daimler, and MyTaxi. Why haven't we seen you do deals like that?
Well, again, we're not in a race to make announcements. We're in a race to do what's right for, as we want to serve our customers.
Are you open to deals like that?
We have always said that we are open to everything. Everything's on the table for us. But it has to make, as we think about those things, it has to make sense for our brand. It has to create value for our company. And that's the lens in which we look through, but we talk with everybody just like everybody else does.
So how do you imagine getting into the ride-sharing business or working with a company like Uber without a deal like that?
Well, in some cases, we're doing some pilots right now. We've done some ride-sharing and car-sharing pilots for the last year and a half, some with vehicles, some with shuttles, and we'll continue to do that. And at the same time, keep talking with others and see what makes sense from a business model standpoint in terms of how can we make a good business opportunity out of this, but also at the same time fulfill a societal need.
Google remains a big and early player in the self-driving car space. Why didn't a deal between Ford and Google work out, and could a deal still happen?
Well, we talk with everybody, and as you can expect, those conversations are private. But again, we always run through the lens of whoever we talk to, does it make business sense for us? Does it help build our brand? And also, is there a cultural fit as well?
What do you make of the fact that Google and Apple are very much approaching this as, building platforms for the car, platforms for potentially self-driving cars, rather than actually making cars?
Well, again, I can't speak for Google or whatever Apple's doing, and clearly that's their approach from the business they have now. I think there's an underestimation here. I think, a lot of people think, oh, well, the tech companies will just come in and do better than the car companies. Listen, we respect all of our competitors, but there's the brains of the vehicle, the virtual driver system, and then there's the vehicle platform. We are the ultimate systems integrator, and we've been doing this for over 100 years.
So if that's their approach, what would make it worthwhile for you to get involved with one of them? To your point.
Overall, as we said, as we look at the technology, look at the roadmaps, if there's some things that others do better than we do, we're open to partnering, and just like we've announced today, 4 new partners.
Now, Tesla is very much focused on a more semi-autonomous model, and there's a safety investigation going on related to one of their crashes in which someone died using autopilot. You guys are focused on fully autonomous.
Correct.
Google is focused on fully autonomous. Your car isn't even going to have a steering wheel. Why is that the best way? Why not go the semi-autonomous route?
Well, I can't speak for Tesla, and clearly we're a leader in what we call level 0 through 2 driver assist features, features that will keep you in your lane, those type of things, stop you in traffic, stop and go traffic, and we're going to continue to be a leader there and continue to invest. But in level 4, we have a lot of confidence and we believe in our plan that taking the driver out of the loop is really important, because this little no man's land of at what point do you have to re-engage the driver in a level 3 type of vehicle, we're kind of struggling with understanding how do you do that responsibly and timely for the driver. And that's why we're focused on level 4.
So someday, once you get your cars on the road, a Ford self-driving car will get involved in an accident. It will be rare, but it will happen. When that happens, who's liable?
Well, as we go forward, we have to have a discussion with the regulators, the consumer advocate groups, insurance companies, et cetera. And clearly this is one of the areas that we're going to have to all work together to come up with good policies, both regulatory policies, but also legal policies.
Now, one of the investments that you've announced today you're making with Baidu in a LiDAR company. I spoke to the head of the self-driving car unit at Baidu, who said they want cars on the road by 2021 as well. Will this investment with Baidu help you get Ford self-driving cars on the road in China?
Well, let's put some perspective to this. We co-led the next series of investment for Velodyne. We were not partners with Baidu. They're just one of the financial partners there. So I wouldn't read anything more into that.
But what about your China strategy?
Well, our China strategy, we have a good business in China. It's growing. And as we think about mobility solutions there, we're thinking about how do we play a role in that in addition to our core business of selling great cars and trucks.